Hey friends, welcome back. Today we are going to go back to that narrative ideas page that you made in your journal, and we are going to begin to plan our very first creative narrative story. You get to make this one up completely on your own. All right? So I want to talk you through what that process looks like. Last lesson, when we were together, you made a topics page inside your journal. You might have done different shapes and different colors, very similar to mine. You wrote down things you loved, things you liked, places, characters, just anything that you enjoyed. And I love looking at your list. Everybody's look different, all right? And that's okay, because this is your book and your choice, all right? Well, today we're going to take some of these ideas and turn them into a story, all right? Do you remember, and I hope that you do, back to when we talked about personal narrative and we made this 5-page plan? Well, we're going to keep the same idea this time. So we're not going to add anything new. We're going to keep the same concept of using a 5-page plan to plan our writing. Remember, you can't write a story without planning out your idea first. Otherwise, your story might not make sense. Okay? Our brains sometimes get going too quickly, and we might write the beginning, then the ending, and then the middle, and then it's all out of order. So we use a plan to help us keep our ideas in order. All right, so just to refresh our memories, we know that we planned 5 pages. That means that my writing is going to go on 5 pages in my journal. I'm going to use 5 sticky notes, or the tops of my pages, fine. But you're going to number your pages 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, here I have page right here. I've got some things ready for this lesson, and I've numbered my page number 1. You're going to number your pages 1 through 5 as well. But on those sticky notes, which also get numbered, remember that sticky note number 1 has your characters and your setting. It's just a list. It's not writing your whole story, because remember, these sticky notes, they can go away. And so these are not actually part of our story. This is just our plan, okay? Sticky note number 2. What happened first in your story? What's the first thing that took place? That's what you're going to write. Just make a little short note of it. On the third one is the second thing that happened. What happened next? The third one is the most exciting part. This is the part that is the best part in your story. So save the best, most exciting part of your story for this note right here, this part of your plan. And then on the last one, you have your ending. So you're going to tell me, how did it end? Did the character in your story, instead of this time it's not you, it could be any other character that you want, anything made up. You're also welcome to be a character in the story. But you're going to tell, did the character learn something? All right? So what we're going to do is we're going to make a plan together. All right, so I need everybody to make sure you have a pencil, you have some sticky notes, if you have them. It's okay if you don't. And that you have your writing journal. If you don't have these materials, I want you to pause the video and go grab them. All right, now that you have your materials, I want you to go to your ideas page. And these are your narrative topics. And I want you to look through those things and think about, what kind of story could I write? You know, I read through some of your ideas, and some people wrote on their ideas page about writing a story about getting lost in the woods. Make a great story. There were some of you that wanted to write about magical creatures, or horses that could talk, or meeting a unicorn, or jumping into your favorite video game and becoming a character. Those ideas are so good, and those are things I want you to write about. So I want you to get in your brain the topic that you want to write about. Get in your brain a topic you want to write and come up with a title. I looked at mine, and one of my favorite characters, because I read a lot of these books and talk about them a lot with my son, is dinosaurs. So I think I'm going to write a story about dinosaurs. I want you to think about what you're going to write about. Pause the video and talk it over with the person you're writing with, or if you're by yourself, think about your writing. And I want you to come up with a topic. And then when you have your topic, I want you to jot it down and then come back to our video. So now you have your topic. And I told you right before you paused that I was going to write about a dinosaur. All right, well, I want to write about the time I found a dinosaur under my bed. Now, is that real? Am I really going to find a dinosaur under my bed? No, I'm completely making this story up. This story is going to be full of lots of great details. All right, so I want to write about the dinosaur under my bed. And so that's what I'm going to give my title on page 1. The dinosaur under my bed. That's what I'm going to write about. And then I'm going to have my sticky notes ready because I'm ready to start thinking through my story. So if you need to pause to write your title and gather up your sticky notes, go ahead and do that. All right, let's talk about your sticky notes. Remember, how many sticky notes do we need? We need 5 sticky notes because we are going to plan on 5 pages. Each of our pages has a page number. I numbered the pages in my journal. There's page 3, page 4, and whoop, it's sticking together, and page 5. All right? And remember, the dinosaur under my bed. That's going to be my topic. So I got to thinking, okay. Well, for sticky note number 1, I've got to decide who is in my story. Well, I want to be in my story because I kind of want to see what I could do in this story. But I'm also going to put my mom in this story. I'm going to say me and my mom. And then I have to decide where my setting is going to be. I told the who, now I have to decide the where. Now, I put myself in my story. You don't have to put yourself in your story. You could have it about anybody, anything, made up, real, doesn't matter. For my setting, I'm going to put it in my house, in my room. All right? So my house in my room, me and my mom, that is what I'm having for sticky note number 1. So I want you right now to work on your first sticky note, and I want you to tell me who your characters are and where the setting of your story happens. Pause the video and do sticky note 1. Now you're ready for sticky note 2. And we know that note number 2 is going to tell me what happens first. All right, well, I'm going to meet a dinosaur under my bed, and I really got my inspiration from the story, I Need My Monster. That story, I loved how the monster was under the little boy's bed, and he was looking for his monster. So I'm going to kind of take some ideas from another author. You know, it's okay when you're learning how to write if you take some ideas from the experts. It's okay. Now, we can't copy their story, but we can use some of their ideas and some of their strategies to help us learn to be really good writers. All right? So the first thing that happens in my story is I've got to get into bed. If I'm going to find him under my bed, I got to be in my bed. And I hear something. I actually think I'm going to hear something crack. That's the first thing that happens. So my first event is I get into bed and hear something crack. That's what happened first. So I'm going to put that down on my page. I want you to think about what happened first in your story. You can pause the video, work on your sticky note. Now we're ready for number 3. All right? This is what happened next. All right, so I'm in my bed and I hear something crack. Well, what do I want to happen next? Well, I can't just suddenly look under and find a dinosaur. I can't just do it that quickly. This isn't the most exciting part. I gotta tell what happens next. So this time, dinosaurs. I hear them chomp. So I'm thinking that under my bed, I heard something crack. Now I'm gonna hear something chomp. Oh my goodness. So that's sticky note number 3. Hear something chomp. I can't wait to write this story. It's gonna have so many good details in it. You work on your next event. All right, now we are ready for number 4. This is the most exciting part of our story. It's the most exciting part, so you've got to be excited. You've got to make sure it's good. All right, so I was thinking, I heard a crack. I hear a chomp. The most exciting part's gonna be finding the dinosaur. So I look under my bed and I found a dinosaur. Now, that doesn't sound that exciting. I can assure you when I write these details, it will be much more exciting. But this is where I'm starting with my plan. So on page 4, I look under my bed and I find my dinosaur. Now it's your turn. Work on number 4. And then we get to number 5. the ending. How does it all end? This is our ending or our conclusion. Conclusion is another word for ending. We're going to talk about how the story ends. Did our character learn something from that? That was a strategy from personal narrative that we added in at endings, was telling something that you learned. Well, I am going to tell you how my story ends, and I'm going to end it with, we played and we became friends. Now, the part about learning something, I haven't decided that part yet. So that's okay. If you just want to put your ending down and then see how your story goes, we can always go back and edit just like we did before. So sticky note number 5, which is the end of my story, says we played and became friends. And when I write, I can add in all those special details. All right, now it's your turn to finish your ending. All right, guys. So you have planned out your story. You should have 5 pages planned to tell your story about whatever creative narrative topic that you want. Here's my 5 pages. Notice I didn't do any writing yet. I'm just making my plan. Once you have this done, you're going to take a picture of each page of your plan or each one of your sticky notes. You can put them on your table and take a picture. That's fine. That's what you're going to submit to your teacher. We cannot wait to read these creative stories. Good luck and happy writing.